Let's tie this no hackle tan caddis. Pretty simple as far as the amount of materials. There's thread and 2 materials. So let's start with a hook. So I guess if you count the hook, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 things you're tying on here today. Well, you're not tying the hook on, but you got it still. So we're going to start with the base of thread here. And next up is some dubbing. I'm going to create a little dubbing loop this time. Now, if you haven't used the dubbing loop before, you create the loop and you twist the dubbing onto one side of the loop. There's different tools you can get to kind of hold the loop open. I'm going to do this with a real simple small tool that I got here. You'll see it in a second. Using my finger to hold it open right now. But in a moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a little pair of clamps. These little guys. So I'm just going to put that in. Now you can use that to hold on to it and you twist it around. That twists the side that you didn't put any dubbing on around the side that you did, and just kind of creates a little bit more integrity to the whole system, holds the dubbing in a little bit better. You can get tools that you can just basically spin them and they just go to town and they spin for 20 minutes if you want. And now with this, we can wrap it around. You can use the rotary if you got the rotary vise. You can just take this and you can just twist this around. And I think that tool is probably in the way more than if I just use my hands. So I'm going to just come in here, twist that around, creating that dubbing body. See if I can tighten that up a little bit there. And then tie that off like you would any other material. Back the thread up just a smidge right there. And grab some deer hair. Probably a little less than that. That looks good. Cut that off. I'm going to take my deer hair stacker. You put those tips in first, pound it on the desk, and that evens out the tips for you. And now we can bring that in here, pull off the extra one that's a little long there. Now we bring that in. Oh, there's one other long one. Bring that in. You notice I haven't cut off those ends yet. That's okay. I'm going to make my first pass around the material. Hang on. An extra piece of hair there. Just around the material itself to try to hold it together and convince it to stay on top of the hook and not go under. I'm going to do a couple of wraps. Hold it in place. Come back up in the front. A wrap or two there. Bring in the whip finisher. Couple of wraps there to tie it off. Cut off the thread. Now the last thing you're going to do, grab that sample again, is you're just going to cut that front deer hair off. Kind of give it a flat top like it's in the military. I didn't go to barber school and it's very evident, huh? And there it is, the no hackle tan caddis.